What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another great day. Today we'll be showing you guys how to mount and install that chase light you see on the back of my Ford Bronco. Now obviously you can't just mount any chase light to any Ford Bronco. You have to have this hammer built tailgate reinforcement bracket to mount this light setup like this. And I did a video earlier this year on how to install this hammer built reinforcement bracket, where you can add a Rotopax gallon like this or Max Tracks, and you can actually install a WeBoost antenna to this bracket here, or a chase light like you see here that I have done. And this chase light here is actually a really nice chase light. It does come with two different antennas and two different flags, or at least two antennas and two flags. And these are really cool because they're a quick disconnect. So when you don't want to use it and you don't want to have it on it, you can just remove it off the vehicle and disconnect the electrical part, and you're ready to go. You don't have to have it on there all the time, and just like that, it's really simple to remove. And I will be showing you guys how I wired mine. I actually wired mine to the uplifter switches on my Bronco, but in this kit it actually comes with the wiring and an actual external switch if you want to use it as well, if you don't have the uplifter switches like I have on my Ford Bronco. It does come with a remote where you can actually turn the antenna off or on when you're ready to use it, and you can pick different colors from red, green, blue, yellow, all different colors. I think there's a variety of like 300 different colors that you can do with this, or different features. It does come with a dimmer, a brightness, and modes, a whole bunch of different kind of modes that you want to do onto this back. And it's actually really bright. Right now it's actually daytime, so and you can still see it honestly, but yeah, at nighttime this thing is super shiny, guys. It's super bright. I'll show you guys here some footage of the light here in a little bit, but yeah, this is really good for like the beach, or when you're cruising down the sand dunes. You definitely want to have a chase light so people can see you coming or going. Go ahead and mount our new light up. Alright, now we need to figure out the wiring, so I'm going to go ahead and undo this wire. And these are the connections that will be going onto the actual light itself. But first, let's go and see inside the vehicle, see where we can run this. Alright, so far what I did was I removed this little backing plate off the back of the tailgate, and I ran one of the power wires through here and out through the little flap here in the back of the tailgate, and just ran the wire up along the side of this bracket here to right here where we can attach the light. I just clip the light in. It's really simple, guys. You just pull up on this, pulls right off, so it's like a quick disconnect, and we can just attach it. Clips on, and then you clip the power here. So I'm going to leave the wire here for now. This will be a power. I'm going to run it along here, zip tie it along the actual harness that goes down into the corner here of the passenger quarter panel here. And I think back here there's actually a uplifter switch harness that'll send power to the front to whichever uplifter switch we want. So we'll need to go ahead and pry on this back, and I think it should be, yeah, there it is. There it is, that orange wire right there. That is our power wire for the front to send power to the uplifter switch. So we'll go ahead and connect our power from our box here to that orange wire. So we'll connect the red wire to that orange and white wire back there, and then we'll just ground this anywhere back here, and then we'll go to the passenger front kick panel where we need to connect that orange wire to the power wire that sends it to the front of the engine compartment. I'll show you guys here in a little bit. Right now, let's go ahead and just make the connections here for now. Passenger kick panel, we need to look for the white wire with orange stripe. Remove this little seal peel, remove this lower cover, and the actual rocker panel or the kick panel here that covers the speaker, which is really easy, just pulls right off. And we need to locate that white wire with orange, which is right here, and we need to connect that with either the white wire or the brown with white wire right here. Both of these wires here, the brown and the white one, lead to the front of the engine compartment where we will make our connections to the uplifter switch. We'll go ahead and connect the white wire with orange to the brown and white wire, doesn't really matter which one, we'll connect to those two. All right, made that connection. Now, whew, it's sweaty. We need to go to the engine compartment, look for that brown wire, which is right here, and connect it to either of the three remaining, or three remaining uplifter switches that I have. So I want to go with uplifter switch number 5 because number 6 is already used. So I can go with 5. I'm going to go with number 5. So I need to find out which is number 5. I'm looking for identifying the auxiliary switch wiring. Alright, so number 5 is actually the blue and orange, and it's a 10 amp fuse circuit, so that's the one we're going to be using. I haven't used 5, 4, and 3. I already have 1 and 2 used, and number 6, so we're going to use number 5. So we need to hook up the brown and white wire to the blue and orange wire, so we can go ahead and use uplifter switch number switch to turn on the rear chase lights. Alright, we need to locate the blue and orange wire. This is going to be uplifter switch number 5, and we need to hook that up to the brown and white wire that's coming from the lower of the dash that we just hooked up. So we need to hook these two up, and then in theory we should be able to switch that switch and it should turn on the rear lights. Alright, I got my connections made. We got the brown and the orange wire connected. Let's go hook up the antenna, or at least the chase light cable. So this one's pretty simple. It's got 3 prongs. You just line those up with the prongs inside here and screw them together. So we'll just line these up like so. Screw these on. Alright, get our remote. Go and turn the ignition on. Ignition is on. Send power to the rear. Alright, moment of truth. And click on the remote. There you go. It worked. That's awesome. So let's see what this looks like at night. Now that it works, let's go ahead and finish up our connections, and we'll look at this light, see what it looks like at nighttime. Alright guys, did all my final connections. I'm going to show you guys what I did, what I ended up with. So here I used a heat shrink and a solder connector to connect the wires underneath the engine compartment, and I did the same thing for the one on the passenger side. That one is all back together, and in the back I'm going to show you guys what I ended up doing for it, put it all back together. I ended up connecting the red wire to the orange and white wire using a regular butt connector back here, because in the engine compartment, obviously, I mean in the cab, we're not going to get any kind of moisture or stuff like that, so I don't have to worry about any bad connections back here. But for the ground, I ended up using some sandpaper and just sanding down part of the paint off of the panel here so I can get a good ground. And I use a self-tapping screw, tap the ground there, because there was actually no spots anywhere here that use any kind of ground. Everything's painted back here. Anyways, and with the rest of the wiring, I just kind of zip tied it to the harness here in the back, out of the way, and the wire running along here. Got plenty of slack, so when we open the tailgate, we don't have to worry about it being pulled away from the connector. Ran it, like I said, through here in the back, coming out from the little vent back here, along the top, along here, and have it connected right here. So we can go ahead and just remove our connector, take off the light. You don't have to worry about it being there. So I can show you guys how this works. We'll just basically unplug it when we're not using it. We can pull this off and the light comes off. So there you go. You don't have to leave the light on there all the time, only when you want to use it. So that's a really, really cool feature there. And basically just hook it back up just like normal, and you are ready to go. So yeah, anyways, that is it, guys. Alright guys, that does it for today's video. I will link out this product down below if you're interested in picking one up yourself. And if you guys found the video helpful, please like, please subscribe. If you have any questions, please comment in the comments down below, and I'll try to get to you as soon as I can. And we'll see you guys on the next one.